There really is a whole other world out there.
Hello? You're currently on the phone with Kacey. Yep, that's me.
Good morning, everybody. It is currently May 13th, 6:43 a.m. You're on the phone with Kacey. And thank you for listening or watching. Hopefully you're watching because, we need to transition to that. I've been kind of recording bits and pieces of my days I try to use my camera and I'm really annoyed because I paid $500 for this camera and it's technically a vlogging camera. It is older now, so I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it has that little thing that flips up, so you can see the screen as you're recording. And I'm like, maybe I'll start vlogging a little bit now. And I tried to use it, and like we took it to New York, and the pictures just were not coming out. And I'm like, I don't remember it being like this, but it's really annoying. Like it can't focus and it's like super bright, and then it gets super dark. Like it can't adjust to the lighting. Anyway, I tried to record little snippets of my days because I want to do little vlogs. Probably not like definitely not daily vlogs. Probably not weekly vlogs, maybe every couple weeks, just because I always get asked a lot like what I do for work, and it's kind of hard to explain because I do a lot of random stuff. So, I don't know. I feel like if I just record random day parts of my days where I'm doing exciting stuff, because a lot of stuff I do isn't that exciting. Like a lot of it is driving, but then when I do exciting stuff, I'm like, okay, well, this would be something people are interested in. Because whenever anybody asks me what I do and I say work on my parents' ranch, my family's ranch or whatever, they're like, really? Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I'm like, yeah, like it is fun. But I was telling someone yesterday, I'm like, I would kill for a routine. I would kill for a regular job. And I should just be grateful for what I have because a lot of people would kill for this. But it's like, I don't know, you just are, it's a whole different world. That's not even what I was getting at with my intro, but it really is just a different world, and people don't get it. Like there are some people who think that all we have to do is put our animals into a field of grass and put some water out. It's so much more extensive than that, and you're literally on call 24/7. Doesn't matter if rain or shine, night or day. Like if something goes wrong, you have to take care of it. And I don't know, there's just a lot more that goes into it, but I would just love, love, love to be able to drive my little car to my little office building, type away at my computer, uh, and then come home, go to the gym. I'm all over the place because our ranch is covers a vast area. It's like Nevada, Utah is the main area, but it's not just like one part of Utah, and then Wyoming. I don't really go to the other states often, but in Utah, it's like we drive a lot. So I always have to have my bag packed with all my stuff with me pretty much at all times because I never know where I'll end up. So I would love to be able to just keep all my stuff in one place and be able to wake up and make my celery juice and go to the gym at a certain time and come home and shower and get ready for work and go. Like I have to bring like all of my toiletries and everything to the gym to get ready at the gym because like the gym is just so far away from where I live that it's not possible for me to go to the gym and come back and get ready for the day. I was telling this person, I'm like, I was my most financially independent. What am I trying to say? I was my best financially. I was the skinniest I've ever been. I will say I was probably one of the least unhappy I've been, probably. Just because I didn't have many friends at that point, and I literally would just stick to my schedule. That was a downfall. But I was organized. My car had never been cleaner. My apartment had never been more organized. But then you kind of have to look at it like it is fun. We just get to do like random things and like we get to make our own schedule and we get to play with the horses. We get to see all the baby animals in the springtime. We get to go up on the mountain and see like nature in the summertime. Like there are a lot of perks for sure, but it would be so nice, so nice to have a set schedule. I can't even explain to you. How much I want that right now. But that's not in the cards for me because I choose careers that require me to work at random at hours of the day. It's not all bad. It's not all bad, but right now I'm craving structure. I'm craving it so badly. But like yesterday was fun. I got to go. So my mom and I realized we're not the best at keeping flowers alive. And I think it's the soil at her house. I really truly think it is. My mom used to be really good at, at growing flowers. Like when we moved into this house forever ago, the yard was immaculate. The flowers were just in full bloom, so beautiful. Like we look back at this one picture specifically, and we just are in awe of how pretty the yard looks. And then one year we got an infestation of grasshoppers. I'm talking like millions and millions and millions of grasshoppers. Like I'm not even joking. Like there was a point where you couldn't even see the ground because there were so many grasshoppers. They destroyed everything. They destroyed absolutely everything. And ever since then, we have not been able to grow flowers. Like it just doesn't work out for us anymore. So what we do now, we take our pots to a greenhouse and in like February and kind of tell them what we want. And then around Mother's Day time, we go and pick them up. And that's what I did yesterday. And maybe I'll show a picture here because we put them in the horse trailer and bring them home. And so I got to do that yesterday. Got to put all those out, get all the water set, kind of clean up the yard. So like every day for me is different technically, but also every day is kind of the same. And I don't really know how to explain that. One of my favorite parts of the day, and it has always been this way, is going to the post office. I love the post office. I actually would be a postmaster if I didn't have to deal with people. But I feel like that would be a fun job, wouldn't it? Put a little mail in like the slots. You'd be like the Grinch. Jury duty, jury duty, blackmail. Have I ever told you guys about my car? This is so random, but I got it working yesterday. So I bought a car right after high school. It was like the August after I graduated, and I had been looking for a car for so long. I wanted a new car so badly. I look back now and I kind of wish I would have appreciated this car more, which I did, but also I didn't. In my mind, in my delusional, crazy mind, I thought I was getting an Escalade for my 16th birthday. Don't ask me why. Like, I don't know why I thought, because my parents don't even drive cars like that. So don't ask me why. But I was literally obsessed with Escalades. Like, that's all I could think about was Escalades. And during lunchtime in school, like me and my friend Ben would go into the library and look at KSL and look at cars. He would look at Mustangs, which is funny because at that time I hated Mustangs. I did not like Mustangs, and now I have one. So how the tides have turned. Then I would look at Escalades, and we would just dream about owning these cars. And I thought I was gonna get one. I did not. Do you know what I got? I got a 1999 Toyota Camry. The whole hood was completely rusted off. That car was a beast. That car would never die. I don't think I ever really broke down in that car technically. The only time I really had problems was when we were drifting in the snow and I went off the side of the road and popped two of my tires. Other than that, I really don't think that car broke down on me. I remember I asked for a new stereo because the stereo in the car, the buttons would fall off, and my friend Angelina thought this was so funny. It is funny. It's like out of a sitcom or something. But the buttons would fall off, and I'd have to make new CDs every day. This was back during when I could burn CDs because by the end of the day, the CD player would scratch the CD so badly. But I would, you could rewind and whatever, and I wanted to restart the song. And I'm like, oh crap. I was like, I need to restart it. And I'm like, which one? Because the buttons would just fall into a pile in the middle console. And I was like, which one's the rewind button? And I'm trying to figure out where to put it. And she laughed so hard. It is funny. It was funny. So eventually I got a new stereo. It had like a screen, and I rigged it so you could watch movies while you're driving, allegedly. And so we would allegedly watch Bridesmaids every day on the way to school. Road trips were fun because we would take we took that car to California. That was probably a pretty big risk. I remember watching Friends on the way home, watched the Katy Perry movie on the way down to see the Ellen show in Burbank. Anyway, so that's a little bit about my first car. It was a good car, but I was expecting something different. So I bought an Infinity the year I graduated. I feel like that girl. So my father worked at the Palms restaurant. This car already had 175,000 miles on it, and I know you're probably thinking that's crazy. It is, but at that point, Infinities were. I think they're still pretty reliable. I don't really know now. Infinity, they were very reliable. It's a 2006, super clean. Like this lady took immaculate care of it. Basically all freeway miles, which I guess is better. That's what they always say in the description. And it was a pretty good deal. You really couldn't pass it up. And I had been searching for cars for so long. I just got my first real job at a car wash. I was the guy that did this, and then I did the put it in park. You would not believe how many people have such a hard time pulling into a car wash. I'll just say that. And I'm like, I want this car. And so I went up and test drove it, and the power it had compared to the car I was driving was insane. The guy just let me drive it around, like, just take it. It was his mom's, and he was selling it for her. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, I have to have this car. Like, I have to have this car. And she's like, okay, we'll get it taken care of. So got the loan secured, went up and picked it up. And even the husband, when I picked it up, was like, this car is like, you won't even realize how fast you're going in it. It is so smooth and all this stuff. He's like, we bought another Infinity, but it's a different model. But they stopped making my model for some reason. I don't know why, because it is a fantastic car. And he's like, we bought a different model and it is just not the same. It is not the same. This car is amazing. But I think in their mind, 175,000 miles, that's a lot, which it is. It truly is. And I just remember driving off. I love that car still. I still love that car. And people actually are surprised when I tell them how old it is. It has given me problems over the years, obviously, when a car has that many miles. It is at 355,000 miles right now. And I want to get it to 375,000 because at that point I'll have driven it 200,000 miles on my own. But I think it needs a new serpentine belt because it broke down at my parents' house. Thank goodness. I'm so glad it broke down at my parents' house because what I did, I just got out of it, grabbed my stuff, and put it in my other car and drove away. So it's been sitting there for a while. But it was so hot yesterday. I'm like, I have got to get this car out of the heat. I'm like, I'm just gonna try and start it because when you start it, it makes this horrible, awful groaning, squeaking, squealing, like screeching sound. And I'm like, ugh. But everything I've Googled and studied, it is a serpentine belt. And I Googled and YouTubed, and it looks fairly easy. So I'm like, I want to get it to a place where I can work on it when I can. Because I drive my Mustang in the summertime. Because the Infinity's all-wheel drive. So in the winter, it's a beast. You can go pretty much anywhere you want to go in that car. But the Mustang is rear-wheel drive. You, if it starts snowing, stop the car. I'm not even kidding. It is so bad in the snow. I thought I was not going to make it home one day. Anyway, I'm able to drive my other car, and this car was just sitting there. So I got it started, luckily, drove it home, and it's currently in the garage on ramps, ready for me to to take care of. But um, I'm debating on some other cars when I have to buy a new one. This car has to last me 20,000 more miles, so it's gonna be a minute. But I'm down to the wire of I'm like a Rolls Royce Ghost. No, I really like the Mazda CX-50s, and I would like one that is hybrid because my sister has a hybrid Fusion, I think it's what it's called. She gets like 40 something miles to the gallon, and I'm like that's what I want. I have a friend that has I don't know if my other friend just bought a Civic, a new one. I don't know if it's hybrid, but he gets like 40 miles to the gallon in that. I have someone that has an Accord that's a hybrid. Same thing. I'm like, I really need a hybrid for as much as I drive. Like it is fun to have a sporty car that takes off, but a hybrid would be ideal. This one's a little bit more maybe mom car-ish, but a Mitsubishi Outlander. And for the price point, they're actually very good. Here's the thing. I drive a luxury car now. Granted, it is 20 years old now. Yeah, it's 20 years old, but it has all the bells and whistles. Like this car was so ahead of its time. Like it was unbelievable. But it's just like the comforts and conveniences, like the seat goes forward and the steering wheels come down when you turn the car on. All the windows are automatic. Like it's just little things like that. When you turn the wheel at night, the lights turn with the car. It had lane keep assist. That was like the first car to have lane keep assist. First car to have a key fob. Now I just want Apple CarPlay. That's all I care about. If it has Apple CarPlay and leather seats and a sunroof, I do like sunroofs. I'll be happy. And then there's one other car I was looking at. I really would like the new Honda Passports, but Honda is ridiculously overpriced. I'm sorry, why are we paying $50,000 and $60,000 for Toyotas and Hondas? Does anybody want to explain that to me? Okay, let's move on. Let's get started. Miley Cyrus, the queen herself, is going to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She is the first person in the 90s, I want to say, to get the star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I don't know exactly where it's at. I wonder if it'll tell you. Because I've said this before. If you've been to the Walk of Fame, it's actually Hollywood's pretty filthy. Like it's not this glamorous thing. It's actually pretty dirty there. Okay, Miley Cyrus's star on the Walk of Fame will be located at 7011 Hollywood Boulevard. The star will be unveiled on May 22nd, 2026, 11:30 a.m., marking her recognition in the recording category. Interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense. Don't some of them have, because like if you look at the star, it'll say the name, and then underneath it'll have like a TV or the little action button thing for a movie or a microphone, like the old vintage looking microphones for recording. I swear some people have multiple of them. She should, because Hannah Montana, are you kidding me? I mean, Hannah Montana was a show based on a singer, so I guess that makes sense. Her star is the 2845th star. Um, let's see. They stream it live? I didn't know they streamed it. The ceremony will be streamed live for the public on walkoffame.com. When is... We all know how I love this calendar. It's a Friday. That might work because I get off at 1 on Friday, so I can probably just like say I need to like, watch this. Fridays are kind of like our half days. This is not my other job, not the one I have now. Not my ranch job, not my cowboy job. Yeah, I wonder who will. Oh, I was gonna look up. I wonder who will speak at their ceremonies, because I think it was Emily Blunt. Emily Blunt and someone else. Was it Anne Hathaway? I don't know. There were at one last week or the week before. There were two people that got their stars. I know one of them for sure was Emily Blunt. I wonder if this is where she recorded, because when she did her album last year, which I can't believe it's been a whole year since that album came out, she didn't want to pay to shut down Hollywood Boulevard to record the Walk of Fame song, which is truly one of the greatest songs of all time. She just went in the middle of the night and when no one was there and just recorded this music video. So I wonder if it's somewhere by that. Oh, it's by the Rosa. Wait, this is okay. This is actually a really good location, you guys. This is right next to the Chinese Theater. Currently, the TCL Chinese Theater. It's right across the street from the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. This is a great location. Like, I am very impressed with this. Okay, Miley. I'm curious to see who will speak at this, but we'll just have to find out. Speaking of greatest songs of all time, when I was talking about Walk of Fame, Spotify has turned 20 years old, and yesterday when I was logging on, when I was opening the app to listen to music, it popped up and it had me look at my stats of all time or something, and it's like, here's the songs you've listened to the most. I'm wearing my Noah Cyrus shirt. I love this shirt so bad. Like, I actually wish I would have gotten the zip up hoodie as well, because my friend Mallory got it, and I love it so much. Like, I love this shirt, the fit and everything. That was a great concert, and it was very small. I'm going to add this to my list because I am really annoyed right now. Really annoyed. Okay, so let's just say that concerts nowadays, and I know there's other factors that go into it. I understand. Okay, anyway, I bought the Devil Wears Prada vinyl, just also FYI, in case you're wondering, because that soundtrack was really good. And we have to talk about like the stats of this movie because I love it so much. Anyway, the one that got away, I have listened to the original version 802 times, I think. And then it did like my top 10. And it's like it's kind of a sad it's kind of a sad list. It's just like very like a sad boy-esque. This is a great playlist, you guys. This is a great playlist that I've curated. Okay, I'm just gonna go through them. Number 10. Wait, why is this different? Oh, okay. All right. Number 10 is Chained to the Rhythm. I actually just go to YouTube and listen to the sound of that song because it is so good. Number 9, the one that got away, acoustic version. 8, Never Really Over, Katy Perry. these last three have been Katy Perry. Number 7, The One, Taylor Swift. Very like on brand for The One That Got Away, The One. Number 6 is Physical by Dua Lipa. I think that song deserves so much more than it got. Number 5 is Nothing Breaks Like a Heart, Miley Cyrus and Mark Ronson. Number 4 is I'm Good, David Guetta and BB Rexa. I listened to this song like an ungodly amount of times when it first came out. Like it came out in October, and by my Spotify Wrapped in November, December, it was in my top 5 already. Like that's how much. When I heard the snippet of this song on TikTok, I needed this song so badly. Like I needed it injected into my veins. I need airplane oxygen mask to come down and go over my face and inject this song into my body. Like this song is so catchy. I even bought tickets for all my friends to go with me to this concert because I knew I'd have a hard time getting people going. So I'm like, if I buy the tickets, will you please come with me? And they're like, yes, I guess. And it's actually kind of like a funny memory we talk about all the time. Like, remember when we went to BB Rex? I'm like, I do. And I had the time of my life. Had a little bit too much to drink, but I had the time of my life. Tickets were only like $35, so it wasn't anything crazy. Number 3 is Dark Horse by Katy Perry. Number 2 is Perfect Illusion. I like this song. It is on the Joanne album from Lady Gaga. The only reason I'll say it's on this list is because it's the very first song on my playlist, my repeat playlist. Repeat has, I wonder how many songs it has in it, but it has a lot. And it's like when I very first downloaded Spotify and made my own playlist. So anytime that playlist ends, it cycles back and plays this song. And then The One That Got Away is number 1. And I've listened to that 800 times. So I've listened to that one 800 times and The One That Got Away acoustic 500. So altogether, I've listened to 1,300 songs. Or I've listened to that song 1,300 times. And I love because The One That Got Away is currently in the top 10 of Spotify. And it is climbing. It's getting over 3 million listens per day. Okay, it is number 10 on the global Spotify. Michael Jackson has a lot. Maybe not a lot, but well, I guess a lot. Billie Jean, Beat It, and Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. Obviously, because his movie's out. Which is, okay, this is so interesting because Katy Perry and Michael Jackson are the only two artists in history to have an album with 5 number 1 hits on it. Katy Perry technically has 6, but Billboard changed the rules, like we discussed before, because she released like the complete confection with like it was like a deluxe album, and it had Part of Me, and Part of Me hit number 1 instantly. And I think did Wide Awake go number 1? It was close, but The One That Got Away was on the original album, and it would have been her 6th number 1 from that album. Which you see all these like if 1989 couldn't do it, that I truly don't think there's an album out there that will do it. If Sour by Olivia Rodrigo couldn't do it, I truly don't think we'll ever see this accomplishment again. And you know what? Maybe someone said that about the Michael Jackson thing, and then Katy Perry came in and did it. Peaked at number 3 on Spotify. So it was not Spotify, on Billboard. It was so close, you guys. And it's just like I love the resurgence of it. Like obviously it's like the youth of today are finding her music on TikTok, and right now The One That Got Away is having a resurgence. But so if you're unaware, the song is about Josh Groban, and I don't even know if they were dating that long, but they're like friends now. Like I don't think it was anything crazy, but imagine this song being written about you. My ego would be so big, like I couldn't even explain to you how badly I would just be walking around happy as can be. And I like that what is she doing? She's feeding into it and trying to get the song. She said on a live stream the other day, she's like, my goal is to get it to number 1. So I'm trying. She released the extended cut of The One That Got Away music video, which is an extremely sad music video, especially at the end when it starts playing You Are My Sunshine. That song came on the other day on my playlist. My mom was like, wow, I didn't realize that you listen to music like this. I'm like, yeah, I do. That song is devastating. So, I mean, to go at the end of this song would make sense. But I will say with the extended cut, like I like seeing the more in depth things. If you haven't seen it, basically she falls in love with, it starts out she's an old lady in this really big fancy house, and she like has a bunch of money. She clearly doesn't like her husband, and she goes into her closet and she finds an old shirt that was the ex-boyfriends. And it flashes back to reminiscing about it, and she kind of falls in love with this artist guy, and they just have the craziest whirlwind romance. And then there's a night where they get into a fight, and he leaves the house, ends up getting in a car crash. So rich new lady now has the same exact Mustang that guy had back in the day. She's just like trying to hold on to anything from him, but you kind of get the gist of it. But in this extended one, in the middle, the music stops and they does like a scene, and it shows him storming out of the house, and this isn't in the original music video. She goes to the door, and he comes back in to grab something, I think, and it shows like where she could have said, please don't go, like please stay, please come back in, and she didn't. And so like it's even more heart-wrenching because she had an opportunity to say don't leave, and she didn't, and he died. So sad. But then, so it's about Josh Groban's apparently engaged now, and Katy Perry put the article behind her on TikTok and played the song, and she's pouring herself a bottle of Dessoir, which is her non-alcoholic wine company, which again, I don't understand non-alcoholic drinks because alcohol doesn't taste good. So I don't know why people want to drink like non-alcoholic beer or non-alcoholic wine. Like it doesn't make sense to me. And I think people realized then that who this song is about. People are like, "Oh, Katie, that's not," and people are like, "No, this song is about him." Like, she's not just doing this because of some random post about Josh Groban. Like, the song's about him. Anyway, I could talk about this song forever. I've gotten comments on because I posted it on my story. I'm like, "You want to talk about the one that got away, Loyalty?" Because mine is on beat, and people are like, "That's crazy." Someone's like, "That's 2 whole days." I'm like, "Yeah." And that's just from when I started listening on Spotify. Can you imagine like how many times I listen on like the CD, on my iPod, like my Droid X. Remember those? Remember my Droid? That was my first smartphone, a Droid X. I love that thing. I had that phone probably longer than any other one besides this one, my iPhone 14 Pro Max. About due for a new one, but it's held up well. Yeah, I mean, this song is so good. If it would go number one, I would be so zen. I think all my issues and stress would just dissipate, and I would be like, what is that drug that they used to take back in like the 50s? And it would just make everybody kind of tired. What was that drug? I saw a picture of like a on one of people out by a pool, and they're kind of all like passed out, and it's like sunny and whatever, and like what is that called? It's like a medicine that makes you tired. I keep on saying lorazepam, but that's not it. Anyway, that's how I would be. I would be in a state of just pure bliss. Nothing would bother me. If we could get, especially 15 years after the song had come out, and it's not unrealistic because Cruel Summer went number one. Granted, it wasn't nearly as old, but Cruel Summer went number one 5 years later. Was it 4 or 5 years later? So it's possible. And where the fact that it's getting 3 million streams a day and it's number 10, I don't know. I could talk about this a lot. Okay, but anyway, speaking of Katy Perry, she is going to play the FIFA World Cup. I actually had to Google this. Do you want to know what I Googled? I Googled Katy Perry performing at soccer game. This is what I was talking about when I said there's a whole other world out there because I don't dislike soccer, but I just sports in general to me, I don't get. I have wanted to go to a Real Salt Lake game. That is something I would like to do. Also, I forgot to say this the other day, but I think it was when I didn't do an episode. But Lionel Messi, Lionel, some people say his name differently. I don't know how. Lionel Messi was in Utah the other day. He was at the Zions Bank warm up soccer field. I'm guessing they had a game in Salt Lake, but people were like lined up and so excited to see him. Apparently, is he the best soccer player in the world now, or is it still Cristiano Ronaldo? I don't know. If someone knows that, let me know. But Katy Perry is scheduled and booked and busy, and I love it. I love it so much. Someone I know, they Lana Del Rey is their pop girl. And he's always like, "You're so lucky because Lana Del Rey does not give a shit." Like she has kept us waiting on this album, Stove, which has been the name has been changed like 4 times now. She's been teasing it for 3 years. She doesn't really do press. She doesn't really care about stats, so she releases random weird like white feather hawk-tailed deer hunter. That's that's not gonna chart. Like, you know what I mean? And he's like, Katy Perry's always doing something. Like she's always got something. She's always doing something grand. She likes the stats. She likes the, And I'm like, yeah, that is true. That is true. Like it's fun to stand her and Taylor Swift. Lady Gaga, not so much anymore because she's kind of more laid back. But early Lady Gaga, oh like unbelievable. Anyway, I heard rumblings that they're having trouble getting people to want to come to this in the United States. I don't know why. Maybe it's something different, but it's a big thing. If you didn't know, this is a big deal. It says Katy Perry is scheduled to headline the opening ceremony for the 2026 FIFA World Cup in the United States, performing at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, June 12th, 2026. The performance will occur 90 minutes before the U.S. team's opening match against Paraguay. And she did a soccer game in Australia a few years ago, and she brought out all the stops. Like it was a full on production. And then I kind of Googled other people that'll be there too will be Future, which I haven't heard from in a long time. Lisa and DJ Sanjoy. I don't know who that is. I was like, how many people watch the FIFA World Cup? And it said an estimated 5 billion people engaged with the FIFA World Cup across all media platforms during the most recent tournament. The final match, a record 1.4 billion viewers tuned in to watch the final match between Argentina and France. Individual tournament games averaged 175 million live viewers globally. Traditional broadcast networks pulled in 2.87 billion unique viewers who watched at least 1 minute of coverage. I feel like that's reaching. And then digital and streaming platforms saw over 5.6 billion cumulative views across the entirety of the competition. That's a lot. That's a lot of viewers. So I mean, that's like obviously way more than the Super Bowl, right? So yeah, I just love that. I love that. So now, now this is a stretch. This is a stretch, but I can see it happening because she's kind of having a resurgence. Tickets for Coachella pre-sale have already gone on sale. They're sold out. I did not join. Don't ask me why. I didn't. My friends bought both weekends this year because typically the first weekend used to be better, I think, because you really didn't know what to expect and they kind of brought out better guests and stuff. But now it's known that the first weekend is all like influencer central. And so it's kind of like the vibe has been ruined. And this year, the second weekend seemed to be a little bit better, at least for Sabrina Carpenter's, because she brought out Madonna and sang like a prayer. Like, could you imagine? So they're like, we're debating. We're going to buy both weekends and then kind of figure out what we want to do and sell the one. If this happens to be the case, I will be going. I don't care if I had to pay resale up to $10,000. I will be at that barricade. You know when like protesters go and like handcuff themselves to a tree or like put glue on their hand and stick it to a painting in a museum, cause like basically insinuating they're not leaving. That is what I will do at the barricade on the main stage until this performer comes out. Rumors are it could be Miley Cyrus or Dua Lipa, and now Katy Perry is being thrown into the mix. I and she actually did fill in. Did she fill in for Lady Gaga once? I think she did. Hang on. Has Katy performed at Coachella? I'm pretty sure she has, but it was like a very last minute thing. Who filled in? No, it was Lady Gaga that filled in. Katy Perry was just there at Billie Eilish's in her documentary. That's what it was. She appeared, and then she did okay, and then she did 365 with Zed, which I love that song. That song needs to be researched as well. Okay, so she has not officially done uh, a full set at Coachella. Now, here's the thing. Say what you want about Katy Perry. People are like, I hate her. She's this. She's evil. She's like, whatever. She's problematic. When you get people in a room, especially at the club, and her songs come on, everyone's singing. Everyone is singing word for word her songs. So, regardless of what people think of her, her music is timeless and it has transcended and kept, in people's minds and hearts. And so I know that if she does Coachella, people will probably be like, Katy Perry, blah, blah, blah. When the night comes that she's doing it, that crowd will be so loud, so insane, and everyone will be singing along. So I hope that's true. I hope that's true so badly because I've seen her 5 times now, and each time was great. Obviously, the last year I went twice to the Lifetimes tour. So fun, truly one of the funnest concerts I've ever been to. And I always say to people because they didn't like 143, her last album, and I'm like, I understand where you're coming from, but I think she wrote this album to be performed live. Like I think she just wanted to go back out on tour and have everyone have fun because that was definitely an album to hear live and just belt out and have all the visuals because it worked. It was fun. So, Katy Perry, if any of those three are at Coachella, I will be there. Dua Lipa has said she's not really interested because she has more hits. She says she wants to create more music and she has more hits in her and she wants to be able to go back when she has like a really big catalog. I think she could do it now, but you know, she's also getting married. Like she's busy. She's suing Samsung. So we always talk about like all the companies she's collabed with. She's currently suing Samsung, saying that they used her face on the boxes of the TVs without her likeness, without her permission. She's only suing for 15 million, which I think she could get a lot more. I mean 15 million is still a lot of money, but I don't know if it's her way of saying, look, like I could go after you for more, but I want it just to be known that this will not happen to me again and I need to sue for something. So let's like meet in the middle somewhere. I don't know, but she's just built up such a good reputation and a name and everything that I think she's very cautious of it and very protective of it, as she should be. As she should be, because it is hard, especially nowadays, to make a name for yourself in the fame world, where there's just so many like influencers who, and in my mind, influencers really aren't famous. You have to be like a big, 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 big influencer to be to be famous in my eyes. Like Tana Mojo, Trisha Paytas. Speaking of it, James Charles. Let's talk about that right now. James Charles is yet again being canceled. This time for good reason. It was just so tone deaf. It was so bad. So if you're unaware, Spirit Airlines has completely gone out of business. And I'll say this, I had to fly them last year. I had a great experience. I'm not gonna lie. The seats were roomy. The lady was going over like the credit card points. You get the Spirit Airlines credit card. Who was I? It was one of my friends the other day. They're like, I'm sorry, but if you have like a Spirit Airlines credit card, like I'm gonna think less of you. And I almost like went into this story, but I didn't. It doesn't even matter anyway because the company's gone. The lady was like explaining the perks and the points and how you should spend it and like where to spend it and all this stuff. And she's like, you literally could fly for free every single flight if you wanted, if you use the credit card this way. I'm like, huh, should I add this credit card to my roster of credit cards? The thing is, it's like I don't even have enough money to be spending the money I have on these credit cards to get these points. So like, it doesn't matter if I get another credit card. I don't have the money to spend that much money to get that many points on every credit card. So I'm trying to get back down to my American Express, the Delta one, because I used points to fly to New York. That was nice. I didn't have to pay for that. But I'm like, wow, that's actually a pretty good deal. And the flight attendant was flight attendants were friendly and nice. I'll tell you that one flight was better than any Frontier flight I've ever been on. Avoid Frontier at all costs. I'm not kidding you. Like that is the one that should have went out of business. That airline, I just can't even explain to you how much I dislike that airline. So I will do anything I can to not have to fly them. Granted, we did have to fly them to go see Addison Rae, but it was just to LA. And I'm like, I can handle it. I didn't have any bags because they charge you for every single freaking bag you bring on there. Anyway, James Charles, Spirit Airlines went out of business and he goes on this rant. He's like, I just got a message from a woman. And you know what? He probably does get a lot of these, but this was not the one to harp on. But he's like, I got a message from a lady saying, please help me. I just lost my job at Spirit Airlines. Like I started this GoFundMe. If you could donate, that would be great. And he was livid. He's like, I work hard for my money. Why don't you, instead of sending out all these mass messages, go out and apply for a job, go out and get a new job, go out and do this. And people went after him. They're like, this is so tone deaf. This is, you are so checked out of reality. The first way I saw it, I didn't even listen to it because I was out in public, but I saw the caption. It said, I screen recorded this because I knew he was going to take it down and I had to have it for evidence. And I was like, oh, what did he do now? And he did. He took it down and he had a apology video. Someone's like, how many apology videos has he had now? He It was a good apology video, I will say, but you could tell in the moment in the original video, he was like heated. He was mad. He was not having it. He was not getting it. But I think it comes from like he probably gets hundreds of these messages a day from random people who probably don't want to work and probably don't want, so I get that. And I think we've all been there. I think we've all kind of stood our ground on something that we shouldn't have, and it has made us look bad. But this one was just very, very bad. He's like, if you can find this lady for me, I can't find her message anymore. Please let her get in contact with me. He's like, I'd like to help her any way I can. But someone was like, James Charles, this is like your livelihood. Your livelihood depends on your followers, your fans, your viewers, and you just keep doing stuff like this to make him upset. I don't know. It's interesting. But someone was like, James Charles isn't funny. James Charles isn't a comedian. I'm like, I have to disagree. I do think James Charles is funny. Controversial, yes. Definitely controversial. But like when he was doing his car series, he's actually funny. Like the stuff he says is funny, but he is very problematic. So it's kind of like a whatever. Okay, concerts nowadays. That's what I had to type in just barely because Tove Lo just announced her new album. It's called Estrus. It comes out, let's see, it comes out September 18th, which she says is her birthday. I don't know if it's her actual birthday or if it's just around her birthday time or whatever. I want to show you this though. I took a screenshot of her explanation of this album. It says estrus is an animal in heat. It's primal, contradicting emotional chaos. It's my mind, my body, wanting different things, wanting everything. There's no good advice on this album, just a lot of feelings, no solutions. So I'm excited. But do you want to know? She has four, maybe five stops in the US on her tour. That's it. And the rest of them are out of the country. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. I am tired, so tired of these celebrities going to like three cities in the US. And they're like, well, we do several shows in New York and LA. That doesn't help me. That I still have to buy a plane ticket or drive there, find a place to stay. Like it's so annoying. Plus, it's annoying when it's people that have come to your town or whatever before, and they've always had like a loyal crowd. And it's like Olivia Rodrigo. Like she's saying how much she loves Utah, how much Utah has shaped her. She loved filming here. She kind of grew up here, and then she doesn't come here on tour. Meanwhile, the tour is selling out everywhere else. Like she has like 7 shows in London, I think. I'm like, so why can't you just add a stop here? Like you will make money. It's obvious that you're selling seats. Meanwhile, I get it for others. Like we talked about last week, Megan Trainor canceled her tour. Pussycat Dolls canceled their tour. Post Malone pushed back his tour and canceled some date. They're saying Somber is trying to do arenas now, and he's not doing well. I'm like, I don't understand whose teams decide what venues get played. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, I mean, my cousin was like, I feel like everybody's coming to Utah this year, and she named off it was like all country artists. I'm like, well, that makes sense because it's like country people love coming to Utah. But I feel like everyone else, like, there's no one coming here. Doja Cat is like the only really one I can think of that like main pop girl energy that's coming. Kesha's coming again. I think I'm going because my friend got tickets and he won't be in town, so that's the end of this month. I will probably go just because tickets are like $35, but I'm sorry, she's played the same tour for the last like 3 tours. Like it's been the same thing over and over and over again. So there's like not anything unique or different. Plus, she treats Katy Perry not very well, so you know that. Anyway, that's just a grievance of mine that it's so annoying because it's just I can't keep traveling for concerts. I know I will, but I can't keep doing it. And they say they're not even going to Vegas anymore either, which makes it even harder. Okay, this one is local Utah news, but also like, you know, uh, nationwide. Okay, so Sawyer Hemsley, he is the chief creative officer, I think. He's one of the founders. Like him and his cousin founded this company in Logan, Utah in 2018, I think, 2018 or 19. And now it's like nationwide and I think also in other countries. But I've been wondering this because their locations have been closing. Like one in Spanish Fork, right on like the busiest road in Spanish Fork. I think it's because the road is so busy. Like when roads are way too busy that some businesses, if you're not in the right spot, like you won't make it. I think that's kind of how this was because Spanish Fork Main Street is one of the busiest roads in the entire world. I'm not even kidding you. It is so busy. How many Crumble locations have closed? But I know of multiple in Utah that have closed. That's not that much, but I mean it's alarming enough. I think that they're realizing that the company's gotten too big. It says at least 19 Crumble cookie locations have closed across 10 states as of late 2025, marking the first permanent closures of the chain's history due to underperforming and high operation costs. I would say it's probably around 25 now, if I would have to guess. But I mean, compared to how many locations they have, that's actually not that bad. Yeah, 1,100 locations. So, I mean, they're still doing well. But when a box of cookies is $25, for four cookies, like people are going to prioritize other things like gas, because gas is $5 a gallon now. Anyway, I'm going to read this to you. They sent out this statement. Said Crumble founders transition May 2026. Over the past several years, Crumble has grown from a single store into something none of us could have imagined when we started. The growth has only happened because of the people who have built it alongside us, our franchise partners, our headquarters team, and the customers who keep showing up week after week. As a part of a planned transition, and with the support of our investors, Sawyer, Bryce, and I will be transitioning away from our day-to-day operation roles at Crumble. Once we find our replacements through a rigorous hiring process, I will step down as Chief Executive Officer, Sawyer as Chief Brand Officer, and Bryce as Chief Technology Officer. Didn't know that was a thing. This is not goodbye to Crumble. We will remain closely involved as members of the board of directors and founders. I will continue as chairman of the board. We are still deeply invested in this company, in our franchise partners, and in where Crumble goes from here. I believe now is the right time to bring in new leadership through an open search process. That is why I'm sharing this now. Getting the right people in place matters a lot, and I believe an open process will allow us to find the very best leaderships to support Crumble's future success and stay involved to support a smooth transition. The next chapter gives the company an opportunity to focus on scale, sharpen the experience for customers and franchise partners, and continue pushing the product innovation that has always set Crumble apart. We are incredibly proud of what we have built. We have started what started as an idea between cousins that turned into something much bigger than we ever expected. The foundation is strong and the future is exciting. To our franchise partners, team members, and customers, thank you. Thank you for believing in the brand and helping build it with us. We are excited to watch Crumble grow in the next chapter. With gratitude, Jason and Sawyer. So that'll be interesting. I think they just had kind of realized that it's gotten much bigger than they anticipated, and they probably need professional leadership. This one, I was shocked. I found out about this the other day. Uh, do you know Apple is getting a new CEO? Tim Cook has stepped down. Tim Cook to become Apple Executive Chairman. Apple announced on April 20th, 2026 that John Ternus, the current Senior Vice President of Hardware Engineering, will become the new CEO effective September 1st, 2026. Longtime CEO Tim Cook will transition to the role of Executive Chairman of the board. Okay, Ternus has been with the company 25 years. He is viewed as a nice guy and trusted. I wonder how much money Tim Cook makes. How much money does Tim? No, come on. Oh my gosh. This is just for a year. Apple CEO Tim Cook earned a total compensation of $74.3 million for fiscal year 2025. His package consisted of $3 million base salary, approximate $57.7 million in stock awards, $12 million in non-equity incentives, and over $1.7 million in other compensations, security, private jet, yada yada. Wow, he's what? He's worth 2.9 billion. That is insane, driven largely because of his massive Apple stock holdings. Cook's annual income is so high that he earns more than the average US worker's annual salary in just 7 hours. Oh my gosh. Like, what would you even do? Would you get giddy in excitement when you knew you were getting the CEO role of like one of the most successful companies? I mean he built it, a lot along the way, but even just like if I were in a well, at this point any salary more than what I'm making now would be great. If I was in an interview and they're like, we'd like to offer you the job, the base salary is $200,000, I would be so happy. I would be jumping with joy. I wouldn't be able to contain myself. Like, just imagine getting to that place. Like, you work so hard and you've put in so much work and it's finally paid off, and you can just like start living lavishly one day. One day. Okay, what is next on my list? This is a really random episode, you guys. So if you're sticking with me, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. This is the hat I bought in Vegas last year when we went to Lord. Guess where I got it? I like this hat. I actually like Lucky stuff. They actually have pretty good stuff. Okay, Euphoria. Euphoria's this last episode was crazy. This last episode was very sexual. People, my friend Mallory was like, I can't believe you like this season more than the other ones. I'm like, I do. This season to me has made the other ones so obsolete and so uninteresting. Like I can't even explain it. And I know I'm in the minority on that. I understand, but this new season to me is so much better. But the finale will be the longest episode in HBO history, which really isn't that long. It's 1 hour and 33 minutes long. So get ready for that. Hacks is almost finished, like completely, and I'm so sad. But this last episode I watched was so funny. So funny. And the episode before that, there's a line where she's like, you can't sell yourself to AI. Like it's unethical. AI is awful. And she's like, "Oh, come on, what now? I've already sold my Malaysian palm oil company." Like it's just lines like that that make me love this movie or this TV show so much. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. It's so good. It's truly one of the best. Okay, what else do we have on this list? Oh, this one is interesting. So there's a new book coming out, and I'm curious about it because I have not seen Kim post about it, but a lot of celebrities follow this. First of all, I want to know what this movie's about. Okay, this is like one of those things you hear all the time and you just really don't know what it is. What is Citizen Kane about? Citizen Kane is a drama directed by and starring Orson Welles that explores the life, rise, and fall of Charles Foster Kane, a fictional wealthy newspaper tycoon. Oh, this sounds right up my alley. Following Kane's death, a reporter investigates his final mysterious word, Rosebud, by interviewing acquaintances, revealing a story of lost innocence, corrupted idealism, and extreme loneliness despite vast power. Interesting. You're probably wondering why I Googled that. Because there's a book out or coming out in October. I think it's like October 20 something, 28th, called Citizen Kim. See the cover. Okay, so it's pretty recent. I love this so much. I'm pretty sure she's involved because it's not an autobiography. It's a biography written by Jonathan Van Meter, which I don't know if he has other books. So he doesn't have that many books, but apparently he's well known in the celeb universe because okay, here we go. So I think he does like kind of documentary style books. I don't know if there's a genre for that, but one of his books is called The Last Good Times, Skinny Diamito, The Notorious 500 Club, and The Rise and Fall of Atlantic City. Van Meter delivers a wonderful narrative, a biography really, of one of the most controversial cities in the US, the nightclub and gambling mecca of Atlantic City, beginning with the founding days of 1850s resort. So he only has one book. But he must work for like a newspaper or something or a magazine because like Ashley Graham commented on his post about this new book he wrote about Kim Kardashian, and Khloe Kardashian liked the post. So I'm like, I don't think what I'm getting at is there was a book that came out last year, I think, about Gwyneth Paltrow, and I was like, oh, I'll get that. But I read the reviews, and you could tell she had no involvement in it, and this person hated Gwyneth Paltrow. So it wasn't like a real legit book. But this book is called Citizen Kim, the woman who created the future. Obsessed. I'm obsessed. And like the photo, I'll put it up here, but the photo is like a K, and in the K is her face. The overview: an unprecedented and intimate account of one of the most business savvy, influential, defining public icons of our time. Kim Kardashian is a self made mogul, social media genius, fashion icon, and unlikely advocate for criminal justice reform. But she is also dismissed as a figure of scandal, spectacle, and reality television. The truth is more complicated and revealing. Stylish, incisive, and deeply reported, Citizen Kim is a portrait of a woman we think we know, born into an Armenian American family in Beverly Hills and marked early by proximity to tragedy and notoriety. Kim's sense of ambition was evident from the start. She rose from Paris Hilton's sidekick to tabloid fixation, reality television star, and ultimately the luminary of a new celebrity economy. An ascent that reveals how precisely she understood the culture she would come to create in her image. Drawing on hundreds of hours of interviews with Kim and dozens of her closest friends and family members and associates. Okay, so she is involved. Oh, that makes me so happy. Okay, she is involved, and her friends and family. I'm so excited. The book is a symphonic portrait of a woman who comes sharply into focus as the major cultural currents of the past 4 decades, fame, technology, beauty, capital, family, take shape around her, cutting through years of self-narration and relentless scrutiny. John Van Meter reveals a fascinating figure who has repeatedly transformed pressure and trauma into momentum, equal parts cultural history, high fashion chronicle, and intimate family study. Citizen Kim is a dazzling, whip-smart exploration of one of the most influential and misunderstood celebrities of our time, and the world that made her superstardom possible. Whew, I just got chills, you guys. I'm so excited for this. Oh, I'm so excited. How many pages is it? This book is 400 pages. Perfect. Excellent. Yeah, okay. So, another news about her, she has decided to no longer pursue getting a degree in law, or I guess she has her degree. She doesn't have her license to practice law, but I mean, she's taken all the tests and courses and stuff, but and people are obviously giving her a hard time. But someone's like, this woman has a multi-billion-dollar company. She's on reality television. She is doing reform work for prisons. She is raising 4 children with an ex-husband who is a Nazi. Like, you guys need to give her credit where credit is due. And I appreciate people saying that, and people actually responded well to that tweet. So I agree. I can't. I don't know. She just studied so hard, but when you have that much going on, it's kind of hard to focus on something that extensive. But it just makes you wonder how smart you have to be because whether you believe it or not, Kim Kardashian is actually very smart, very savvy, very, very savvy businesswoman. So for her not to be able to pass is kind of crazy. I would only imagine what it'd be like if I tried to do this. Okay, this one I thought was interesting, and I don't know if it's true. I just can't even believe they have this much money. It says eBay has formally rejected an unsolicited, it wasn't even wanted, an unsolicited $55.5 billion takeover bid from GameStop, which was led by CEO Ryan Cohen to acquire the e-commerce giant in a cash and stock deal. eBay labeled the proposal neither credible nor attractive. I was going to say, I feel like eBay is worth more than that, citing concerns over financial and significant size difference between the companies. Oh, this is like they're reading them for filth right now, and I love it. It's like in such a professional way. GameStop, valued at roughly 11 billion, proposed buying the much larger eBay 55 plus billion for $125 a share and 46% premium over the February 4th price. I don't know what that means. Cohen intended to use GameStop's $1,600 retail locations as a national network for eBay to improve fulfillment, authentication, and live commerce. I mean, I get where he's coming from, but like, you should ask eBay to buy you, and then and go about it that way, not you buy. How are you worth 11 billion? First of all, how are you worth 11 billion? Are people really going to GameStop that much? How are you worth 11 billion and going to buy a company worth 55 billion? Like, it doesn't even make sense. eBay's chairman Paul Pressler stated the proposal carried too much operational risk and debt while questioning the feast sorry, I want to say feasibility of the financing. The bid is widely viewed as a potential precursor to a hostile takeover attempt, according to. It just ends right there. I wonder if eBay's struggling. But anyway, I think that is so funny. When I saw that, I'm like, I know for a fact that GameStop is not worth as much as eBay. It's interesting. Okay, a few more things to get through this list. Okay, we have some movies coming out. Let's see. I'm going to see this one tomorrow. It's called Obsession. I'm not really looking forward to it because it is horror. The little tags say folk horror, monster horror, psychological thriller, supernatural thriller, horror thriller. That sounds terrible to me. That's like everything I hate, all the definitions into one. After breaking the mysterious One Wish Willow to win his crush's heart, a hopeless romantic finds himself getting exactly what he asked for, but soon discovers that some desires come at a dark, sinister price. It's getting good ratings. There's really no one in it that I know. Oh, except for Andy Richter. I think that's so interesting. Andy Richter's in it. The one good thing is I'm seeing this at 10 p.m., so trust I will be falling asleep. If you guys haven't been to Red Robin lately, you need to go because we go to the one in at the district in South Jordan, and literally like I don't know, 50 feet away is a movie theater. So we're like, we'll go there and we'll have dinner and then we'll go see a movie. Oh, the movie I saw was it last week was Over My Dead Body. It had such good potential, but why are movies so gory nowadays? Like this movie was so gory and it was doing so well until it wasn't. And I'm like, why do you have to ruin movies like this? So I fell asleep on that one too because I couldn't like the sounds even like I have to like I'm gonna have to bring like my earphones and like an eye mask to watch any movie now in theaters because it was so gory, but it was good. I just I can't do it. I can't do it. I can do scary. It's the gore I really can't do. I had a friend once that said she would watch Saw to fall asleep at night. I'm like, I think you need help. I think we should let's get you into a home. Anyway, I'm seeing. Oh, what I was getting at is we went and saw that after we went to Red Robin. My grandma and I used to love Red Robin. We go there all the time, and I just haven't been there in a while. They have endless fries, as we all know, super delicious. Their fry sauce, I feel like their concoction of fry sauce is the best version that's out there. It's got like some barbecue sauce in it. It's so good. But they had these new salmon dishes, and a lot of people are skeptical about ordering salmon at certain places, which I get. But we wanted to try it because I we love salmon, and so I got it. It was good. We've been back twice. We're going back again tomorrow because it was that good. So if there's a Red Robin near you, I suggest going because the food actually was pretty good. It always has been, but I just haven't been there in a long time, and you never know about salmon. So anyway, I'll be seeing this. I'll tell you about it next week. But okay, there's another movie coming out. It's called Miss You, Love You. This is a widow plans a husband's funeral. A strange son sends assistant instead of coming himself. Widow grieves with a stranger. The widow is, I'm assuming it's Allison Janney, and the other guy is Andrew Rannells. I'm guessing he's the assistant. He's from, he plays smaller roles, but he's in A Simple Favor. He was one of the dads. He was in The Intern. I actually never saw The Intern. He looked like a guy off of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but that wasn't it. This movie's an HBO movie, and it comes out, when does it come out? May 29th, so soon. Yeah, new film. May 29th. Miss You, Love You. I love Allison Janney. If you want a comfort show, watch Mom. That show is a show you can turn on and just have it in the background while you're cleaning, or if you want to fall asleep to it, like take a Sunday nap. If you want to do a puzzle and what, like this, that show is so good. It's so good. I will say the children are absolutely insufferable, and I think they realize that because they kind of rolled them out eventually. But yeah, okay. Oh, also, let's see. There's another one. It's called, and I love Zoe Deutsch. I think that's how you say it. So trust I will be seeing this. Oh, I did see though that Haley Steinfeld was supposed to play this role like back in 2019, and it just didn't work out. It's got a good cast. Nick Offerman, who he's in Margot's Got Money Troubles right now, and he's doing really good, I will say. Zoe Deutsch, Nick Robinson, Lucas Gage. Who else is in this that I know? That's about it for me. Anyway, it says Jill leaves voice messages to her deceased sister telling her about her chaotic life in San Francisco. Unwittingly, a mysterious Austin real estate agent begins to receive their confessions. Comes out June 19th. I think, where's it coming out? Is it in theater? I don't know if it's in theaters or not. I think it might be Peacock, but I could be wrong. It looks good. I like both these guys, so I am excited to see this. All right, now let's get into the box office reviews for the week. Devil Wears Prada is breaking all kinds of records, and I love because I was at a Christmas party this year. We were talking about new movies coming up, and someone's like, "We all know," like they were talking about movies they're excited for, and they're like, "We all know Devil Wears Prada is gonna be a flop," and I'm like, "What?" I literally was like in such shock. They're like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be such a flop. Like it's not gonna be good." So I'm so glad that it is doing well. Okay, the latest weekend numbers. So Devil Wears Prada was number one at 41.6 million. Mortal Kombat 2, 38.5 million, which I'm shocked because that movie looked really bad. But people are liking it. Michael, 37 million. The Sheep Detectives, 15.1 million. I actually want to see that. And Billie Eilish's Hit Me Hard and Soft with 7 million. So someone did a projection that Devil Wears Prada could make 700 million total. It already surpassed the first movie's box office in 2 days, I think, or something. It made more money than Thunderbolts last year. It made more money than like what was Fantastic Four. Like there's like four huge movies last year, and it already like it has blown past them, and its budget was not even anywhere near uh that. So anyway, okay, should we look at the Billboard music thing? Okay, let's see. Number 10 is Dracula by Tame Impala and Jenny. Number 9 is Folded. Never heard of that song by Kehlani. I know Kehlani. I've never heard of that song though. Number 8 is I Can't Love You Anymore. Ella Langley and Morgan Wallen. Why are we still supporting that man? Number 7, Ordinary, Alex Warren. I'm sorry, I don't like that song. 6, So Easy to Fall in Love, Olivia Dean. She's coming to Utah also. Number 5, I Just Might, Bruno Mars. Never heard of it. 4, Man I Need, Olivia Dean. Number 3, Drop Dead, Olivia Rodrigo. I like this song, but I think I'm kind of over it. I'm sorry. I think I am. A song I've been listening to a lot, two of them actually, is Need for Speed by Kim Petras. Love it. I mean, turn that song on full blast and drive down the freeway and you'll know what I mean. And the other one is Cut by Maren Morris and, oh my gosh, what's her name? Maren Morris and Julia Michaels. Yeah, Julia Michaels. And it was from her last year's album, I think, Maren Morris's. I don't know why I just found out. It just came on shuffle one day. You know, sometimes shuffle is a good thing. And I'm like, this song is amazing. It's basically insinuating, I think it's more drawn or geared towards women, but it's kind of like in public and around people, she's so presentable. Her nails are always done, her hair's done. She's a great mom. She has a good career. You know, her house is clean. Like, it's just like basically you present yourself as this perfect person. And then it's like as soon as the door closes, it's like cut. Like you start crying. You need to cry. You got to scream. You got to let it out. You're just so stressed. You're overwhelmed. But you don't want anybody to see. Anyway, it's a really good song. I like it. I've been listening to those two nonstop. Like I'll just go and repeat them over and over again. Number 2 is Be Her, Ella Langley, and number 1 is Choosing Texas, Ella Langley. She's having a big moment right now. That's also someone posted this yesterday, and it was like the top 5 or something. Or maybe it was, anyway, it was like a bunch of her songs in the rankings, and someone's like, there really is a whole other world out there, which is true. But anyway, thank you so much. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I really, truly do. I don't know if it's the Adderall or what, but anytime I get in this seat and it's like to this point, I'm so like pumped up. Like I wish I could just turn this off and start editing now, tidy up my space. I don't know what it is. Like what is it? Someone put on was it TikTok yesterday? I am type C, and I have thought that about myself for a long time. It said like I can be on time if I want to be. I can be 15 minutes early if I want to be. My room can be immaculately organized, and then next week is pigsty. Um, what else? Like my car can be clean one day and the other day it won't be. I can reach deadlines if I really want to, or I can procrastinate till the very last second. Like it was like explaining me to a T. And I'm like, I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels this way, but also like it sucks. It really truly does suck. It's fun to have both tendencies though, I think. Like type A, it is fun to be organized. Like I've started writing my day planner because I have a project I'm working on for my parents and I want it to be like done well. And so I have a page in my book about like things I need to buy, things I need to do, people I need to call, like all this stuff. And I love opening it up and like marking my little notes and adding new ones. And I love to be organized. I really truly do. Like there are some things that I really do like having organized. My socks, ever since I read The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo, my socks are folded a certain way. My pants, I love folding my pants the way she says, because it is true. The way you fold them, you can get more space out of them. What else? There's not many things I want to be like I'm organized with, but there are some things there are. But then it's fun to be type B. It's like someone's like, do you have like this kind of charger? And I'm like, oh, I do. And I'm like, where is it? I'm like, oh, it's in the back of my trunk underneath this old shoe that I've been meaning to throw away. But it's there. I know it's there, and I go and it's there. So it's like it's fun to have both tendencies, but I would much rather be a type A for sure. And at this point, I'm just rambling. Do I have anything to show? Oh, this has been upstairs for a long time. This is my brat card. It's kind of old now, but from Howard Sterling, the bank from. I actually want to watch that documentary again. Mockumentary, Charlie XCX's. It's not a real credit card, but it'll do. I'm running out of space to put stuff. Where should I? Perfect. There we go. I need to add more stuff to this wall. It would be cool if I could put the camera back farther, but at this point right now, this room's very dirty. And the wall, it's just basically these two things and this whole thing. But the shelf goes like clear down here. I have all kinds of stuff, which I think I've already shown you, but I just love stuff. I really do. And oh, I got the Vogue. Where is it? I got the Vogue with Anna Wintour and Meryl Streep on it. That was the shortest Vogue interview I've ever read. Vogue is usually a long, 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 long interview. But I cannot find the British Vogue with Charlie XCX. But you know what? I've done this before. Actually, I haven't done it before, but I've been in there and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna hurry and go grab these magazines because I know that they're gonna be here. So at the Salt Lake airport, like the big waiting area where you can like drop people off, they have a Hudson News. It's like right next to the baggage claim, Hudson News, and they have magazines that usually Barnes and Noble and stuff won't carry in Utah. So I think I'm gonna make a trip to the airport, park in the garage really quick, go in there quick enough that I can get out and drive out of the gates so they don't charge me. But I need the British Vogue. I do. I really, really do. You know what I don't get is that Barnes and Nobles here in Utah, they always have France Vogue. And there's nothing wrong with that, but like it's all in French. Like there's nothing in it that's in English. And I'm like, that's interesting. Is the French population here higher than I think? And it's like very random. Rarely do they have British Vogue, British world problems. Anyway, I've got to go. Thank you for listening. Appreciate it. Subscribe on YouTube for sure, please. And I don't know. If there's anything you want me to talk about, please let me know. I will be more than happy to talk about it. And don't be afraid to reach out. People think I'm mean. I'm not mean, you guys. I promise. I look mean. I have resting bitch face. I am aware. I am trying. I actually have, like when I was in New York, which I feel like in New York, it would have been okay to have resting bitch face. But I would walk around like this because I want people to know like I'm a friendly, approachable person. And I'm so sick and tired of people like when I go to parties and stuff, people come up like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "Oh, are you sure? You just look really like unhappy." I've been called miserable, I've been called mad, I've been called mean, I've been called grumpy, I've been called ornery just by the way my face looks. I'm like, "You guys, I promise I'm fine." But especially when I get tired, I just can't help. I can't be. I'm like the Barbie on Toy Story 2. Like when it's like the end credits and she's like, "Can I stop smiling now?" She's like, "Oh my gosh, my face." Anyway, I'm trying to like walk around with a little bit of a smirk. Just a little bit like that white person like grin thing, because I want people to know I'm approachable. And I feel like that has deterred a lot of people from coming up to me, from talking to me, from flirting with me, from and I'm tired of it. I really am tired of it. So please come talk to me. All right, thanks. Bye. And scene.